I'm going to Hawaii, the University of Hawaii. No objection with the University of Hawaii. When I heard he was going to the University of Hawaii, I said, Edward is gone. I said, that's Edward. What a mistake I made. At the end of the year, he went, at the end of that year, first year, which was last year, he got 4 A's at the University of Hawaii. His brother is going to do, Patrick, the fellow that's going into medical school, is in Austin at the University of Texas in Austin. He told Edward to apply to get into the University of Austin, and Edward did. And the two of them are rooming together now this year in Austin.
Wow. That's good.
The next one is Maureen. Maureen is going to the University of Missouri. Right now, she got in there last September. She's the last one. So there you go. There is the whole one clan up to now to that. There's 7, how many was gone? There's little Kate, John, Patrick, Edward, and Maureen. There's 5 of them, 6 of them gone. Mm-hmm. She has 5 more of them left. So there is part of my family, and my wife Kathleen, I say that there I am blessed with the family that Kathleen took care of. I am blessed. Now we're through with the family now, we'll move on now. And we'll be coming to Tyke's favourite subject in a minute, the dogs. After our retiring, I went out and I went to a dog show and I saw a little dog there, an Australian Terrier, and I went up to the woman and I said, have you got any more show dogs? And she said, yes. She said, yes. She said, I'm expecting her dog won the show that day. His name was Cracker Jack. Cracker Jack. I said, keep a pup for me. So she did keep a pup for me. And we christened the pup Irish Miss. Chriswood Irish Miss. Chriswood Irish Miss. I had my car, I took her to a couple of shows, she won. So I decided to buy a motorhome.
Right.
So I buy a motorhome, I went out, I live now at 3759 West 66 Place. I had 2 lots, I bought a house in the corner and I had a lot, the next lot was mine. I was at to park my motorhome there. I bought this used motorhome, I called up this guy, used motor, big motorhome. And the first go out, we went to the next state over from Wisconsin, what is it?
Minnesota?
Yeah, Minnesota, Minneapolis. We went to Minneapolis to the dog show. And Cathy drove, my daughter Cathy, she was light, and she drove to the dog show. And Danny and always, and Bridget went to the dog show, and then Cathy whatever, shut it down. And the bloody thing broke down coming back. But we were able to get it back, got home. So I was nursing that and put in a lot of money into it. So one day, I have to tell this story. One day, there was an Italian guy lived next door to me. His name was Louis. And I could not get Louis into that motorhome and I used to always say, Louis, come for a ride with me. He says, no way would I go for a ride with you Irish, no way. This day I said to him, Louis, I said, I got a new television, why don't you come with me? And he sat in, and the very minute he did, I put it in gear our way down, and down Pulaski and out, driving out to Stevenson. Louis says, I smell smoke. So we're driving along, And I said, he was dozing away. He said, Irish, do you smell smoke? No, Louis. We went out, way out to Bolingbroke, turned around, came back. We were coming up Pulaski. Just before we come up to 67th Street, I was going over Market Road to my house. There's a big gas station right there. We stopped at the light. And the next, this guy started rattling at the window. And I said, see what does that friggin' guy want, Louis? He says, that friggin' guy says we're on fire. I says, Louis, I says, what? He says, we're on fire. He says, pull in. I said, that's a gas station. I said, we can't pull in with the fire. So we drove around the corner. I went in front of my house, and the flames were going up there. I got him out. The two of us fell out in the motorhome in the grass. And the fire department and everything came along. And he says, I told that crazy Irishman I smell smoke. Well,
that was the end of the motorhome.
It was full of gas, and a guy from the other side of the street came over and with a bucket of water through the window, and I made a dive at him and turned him upside down in the middle of the street. I says, there's a full container of gas. She's full of gas. And the flame, the flames went up. That went up, they didn't go down. And that didn't harm the tires, it was burned completely to the ground. The whole fire department all watching, neighbours and everything watching, cameras and everything. You've never seen the likes of it. Louis' wife came out, you want to kill my husband? I says, you didn't do it, so why blame me? Now, remember, I'm in the show business, and when I'm in something, I'm in it.
Right.
So I have a show coming up in 2 weeks' time, and I said to Kathleen, I said, Jesus, I said, we're going to the show. We should go to the show. I went over to McCarthy Motors, and they had a motorhome. Sitting there with a new motor. I bought it. I bought the motorhome. He's sitting in over in my yard, you see it over there. I had a week left, and I said to the guy, I said, get an air conditioner in it, put an air conditioner. He said, you don't need an air conditioner. He said, there's air. I said, I'll need an air conditioner in that house because I'm carrying dogs. So he drove it down to Indiana somewhere.
Elkhart, Indiana, yeah.
Elkhart, Indiana. Got it, got an awning, big awning, put up on the outside of it.
The motorhome capital of the world.
Oh yeah. So that is where my life was going on. So I'm for years going around to dog shows. I went to dog shows all over, Kathleen and I, the two of us. We'd pull into a dog show, we'd pull our awning out, pull out our 2 chairs, pull out our gas and cook our meals. So I got to know these dog people very well. So there was one fella there, he was a Jewish guy. He says, Irish, come and you see my motorhome. He says, look at it. So he pulled out his stove and he had able to hook it up like that. I had a bottle, a propane bottle. He had a, so I'm watching him and I'm watching how he connected it, how it was connected. He had a motorhome worth 250,000, a Bluebird.
Wow.
It was like an airplane. When you see this side of this thing.
Yeah.
He was a professional handler. Professional, he made lots of money. So I saw how he did it. Jesus, so I drove over to the Mexican guy and I told the Mexican, I drew it up on it, the Mexican guy says, I want you to get me a hose with a
Quick connect.
quick connect, like that, into the thing, hooking up the bell. So when I arrived at another show in Louis, I said, come over to see my motorhome. I says, isn't that as good as yours? No, it didn't cost half the price. Okay. But we went to, I had a very good dog, one very good dog. I had Missy was a great dog. Kathleen, that was Kathleen's dog. She was very good. She won everywhere. Missy did. You have all the ribbons there. But I had one very good dog. And how I got this dog is a miracle. I went to Croft Show. I was heavy on the dogs. I went to Croft Show in London. Left Midway or whatever. Went to Croft Show in London. And I know this fella, Jerry Swinney. And I said, Swinney, have you got any good dog? Any good dog? I said, have you got any good dog? He said, I have a good Irish Terrier here. He said, I said, where is she? He said, I'm at the shore. She's doing well. He said, go up and have a look at her. He said, I'm going to the restaurant. So I went back and I looked at her and I went back. I said, I wouldn't take her to the monkey show, Johnny. He said, Mr. Know It All, he says, if you know so much about it, he says, you come to Dublin with me tonight. He says, and I'll give you the pick of the letter. I have a letter over there. I said, you're on. I said, I'll be in Dublin in the morning. I'll be out to your house tomorrow evening. I took off for Dublin. He took off to Dublin. He lived out in Finglas. I got my sister Kit was in Dublin. I said, take me out to Finglas to the fellow out there. I want to buy a dog. She says, you're buying no dog. I said, I'm buying a dog. I said, I'm buying it. She says, forget it. I said, drive me out there, Teresa, drive me out. So she drove me out. And I went up, he was inside in the living room. He pulled out these 5 pups, brought them in from the back, put the 5 pups out. He said, John, I'll give you the pick of the letter. But he said, you can't take him now. You can't take him now. He said, they're too young. You can't take him. No, I'm very good at dogs, very good. I can say that I'm blowing my own horn, but I am good. I was a judge in it. I saw this little pup. And in an Irish Terrier, there's no colour but orange or red dog. And I saw a couple of white hairs in this little pup's chest. And that's a no-no. Do you understand me? That's a no-no. You want to show you, there's a white there, you get it. When I picked her, I said, that's the one right there. Because I said to myself, I'll breed her. I picked her. So I forgot all about it. I gave him 200. It was 150, 200. I gave him that money. Never taught anymore with it. About 9 months after that, I got a call one morning, 7 o'clock. An Irish voice from New York, quarantine. He was an Irish guy. He says, there's a pup here from Ireland, coming in from Ireland. We'll have to keep him in quarantine. He said, I have the paper on it. We'll have to, that's okay. I said, do that, keep him in quarantine. I said, send me the bill, I'll take care of it. He called me back in a half an hour after, and he said, they cancelled it out. The man in Ireland, he said, that cheap son of a bitch over there, he said, excuse me for calling, he said, made the box too small and the pup is crammed inside it. And he can't come out. She was a big dog now, 9 months, remember now, 9 months. So, Sweeney called me and says, the dog can't come. He said, I must make a bigger box. I says, Johnny, how does she look? I said, sweetie. He said, she looks great. I said, is she show ready? I said that to him, is she show ready? He said, no, but when she goes out to you in 3 weeks' time, she'll be show ready. I said, okay, I'll enter her in a show right now. I said, tell me the papers and everything. He told me everything, and I entered her in the Tar Heel Circuit. Remember now, the Tar Heel Circuit, North Carolina, North Carolina. 2 weeks after, 3 weeks after I went out, a month after the Tar Heel Circuit, I went out to O'Hare Airport for my dog, and she was in a box, good crate, 5 crate. And I had none in my pocket, and I went back to somebody. I had seen some guy fooling around. I said, can you get me a bit of rope or something? And he got me a piece of rope. And I put the rope around her and my neck, with a collar. And I took her out the box, and I gave it to Kathleen. And I stood back, and I says, Kathleen, walk her that way. Kathleen knew the drill. She walked it down that way. I says, go that way with her. I says, perfect. But she's not the one I picked. Not the one I picked. But I said, she's perfect. I took her down to North Carolina. She's in the record book today. Her name is Telltown Jamie Lass. Telltown was his killer in Dublin. Took her down to North Carolina. She got a 2-point major. She got a 4-point major on a Tuesday, a 4-point major on a Wednesday, a 4-point major on a Thursday, and a 4-point major on a Friday. Now, let me explain how they get the major, what a major is. A major is that for every dog they beat of their own breed and of their own class is a point. So she beat 4 every time she went into that ring. It was the same 4 every day she went in against. And she beat them. She was perfect. She was a champion in 4 days. She's written up in the books.
Yeah.
Telltown Jamie Lass. Now that's not the end of Telltown Jamie Lass. No way. No. I showed her, and then I stopped showing her. I stopped showing her. One day I got a call from Hollywood, California. Says, you Mr. Hunt? I said, yeah. They says, you have an Irish Terrier? I said, yeah. I said, I have. I said, how do you know? They said, we were over in Ireland buying an Irish Terrier, and we met a Mr. Sweeney, Johnny Sweeney, that told us you had a good one. I said, yeah, I have a good one. I said, she's a good one. Well, I said, we want to lease her. You can, that's a big thing between dog people, lease. You can lease them, you understand me? We want to lease her. I said, yeah. No, I'm laughing at myself. No, Jamie's going to Hollywood, okay? I said, what do you want her for? You're going to show her? I said, I'm not going to show her. I said, you can't have her to show her. I don't want to show her anymore. I said, I don't want her beaten. I don't want her beaten. No, he says, we're going to breed her. We'll breed her twice to the best Irish Terrier in the country. I said, what's in it for me? What's in it for me? They said, we'll give you the pick of both litters, but you pick a different sex in each litter. If you pick a male in the first litter, you pick a female in the next. So I said, okay. They said, we'll draw up the papers. I said, send them on, I'll sign them. They sent them on. They said, we'll pay all expenses. He said, Donald Jameson Dunn was his name. Donald Jameson Dunn. I'll never forget him. I sent my dog out. They bred her. They leased they mated her. No pups, no pups. They took her to bed, she never had one pup. She had a ruptured hernia. She died with Bridget. Bridget with the Lashford to have it. Bridget with the Lashford to have it. So I'm talking about my dogs. That's my retirement now. I'm retired now, and that's my hobby. My hobby was my dogs. I had some of the greatest dogs. There was a Westminster was on last week. There was a judge in Westminster. His name was Clay Cody. I beat Clay Cody. I had Clay Cody. I had this other dog, not Jamie. Jamie was an Irish Terrier, but the Lakeland Terrier. The Lakeland Terrier I had. His name was Magic of Daru. Magic of Daru. Magic. I could say magic to that guy, and Magic could know